Glooscap First Nation band members. Oh, it's taken me a while to do this video again because I'm fighting with I'm fighting with this thought of showing our chief and council the respect and dignity that they're not showing us. I went to the annual assembly, and I went to the annual assembly with, a list. I had a list of things that I wanted to ask this chief and council, and we weren't able to ask that. The chair of the meeting answered for our chief and council, for those of you who weren't there. We asked some serious questions. I thought I was really proud of us as band membership because we were really getting into the right questions to be asked. And unfortunately, our chair answered for our chief and council. Is this right? No. He was there basically to tell us of his experiences with how his experiences in life. I'd have to say our meeting was pretty much every question that was asked of our chief and council. Our chair took the microphone and answered for them. The big question is we were given some information. And the information is that since 2007, Mike Halliday, our counselor, has been receiving 25% of our VLTs. 25% of our VLTs. This year he received a check for over $500,000. Our VLTs make money. Oh, they do exactly what they're designed to do. Take money away from those who believe they have money. And you know, hey, my mother was one of them. My mother was one of them. So we signed into an agreement. Chief and council, apparently, this is the way it happened. Mike Halliday sold us the store for $200,000. And I guess it was on the pretense that he'd get another CP'd lot. And again, and I guess before the years that it took them to sign this agreement with him, that Mike had attempted at our meetings to acquire the CP'd lot, but the band membership had voted him down. So in 2007, our chief and council, that would be Janice Walker, Shirley Clark, Lorraine Whitman, and Mike Halliday, signed an agreement between our band membership and Mike Halliday, stating that he would receive 25% of his VLTs, of our VLTs, because he did not receive a CP'd lot. Okay, so what I'm asking you is it lawful? Is it legal? Our lawyer was there, and because he doesn't know too much about constitutional law, because he doesn't know too much about the Indian Act, and he even verified that himself at the meeting, that he was new to this. But he was going to do his best to help us out, and he did. He truly did. What information he supplied us with, the same as our accountant, was good information. Our accountant actually had said in the past, and I wonder how many times in the past they had said this, but they were rather concerned with the fact that Janice, being the signing member, as well as being a counselor, and of course her signing authority was due to the fact that she was band manager, and they felt that this was a conflict of interest because there was no accountability. Those that are making decisions are writing the checks, and again, there's no fail-safe that if something should go wrong, that Janice would not get in trouble for it because, you know, she was the band manager as well as counselor at the time. So this was a problem for our accountant, and like I said, I only know of one incident where they pointed this out, but I'm sure, because this is the system that we've been running, that they must have had a problem with it from the beginning. If they didn't have a problem with it in the beginning, then it wouldn't be sound accounting practices. All right, so this is what we're faced with as a band membership. What are we going to do? Nobody wants to hear that Mike Halliday is getting 25% of our VLTs. So in fact, the number that most of you heard of in the news, the CBC or ATV news, was that Mike Halliday received $978,000 last year. Well, in fact, it was 1.7 million. Now, I know a lot of us are sitting back saying, you know, well, that's really not a lot of money. But considering the fact for what he does, and we want to say that, you know, what he does, this is just rumor, but I heard he's building a pawn shop / tire shop on our reserve. And what makes me wonder is you know, why? Why a pawn shop? Is he looking to take what money they do give out onto the community? Because it is hard times. You can't even go to a local food bank in the area and get service, because our chief and council have directed them that Glooscap First Nation members don't need it. We've heard such comments as other band members stating, you know, it's not my father's fault that band members choose to take their welfare checks and buy alcohol and drugs. It most certainly is your father's fault, is what I've got to say to that. I guess this is the only way I could. It was a quote that was left on one of my earlier blogs when I was talking about the fact that this was going on, and yeah, someone left me a comment, and you know, well, what I have to say that it most certainly is his responsibility. It is chief and council's responsibility. They're not taking that responsibility, but this is what they have left us with. They have left us with an uncertain future. And like I said, I had the best intentions when I went to the meeting. I ended up leaving there, and I have this philosophy that you are what you are. But we as human beings, with self-preservation, we will always protect ourselves. That's a given. I mean, that's what we're all doing. You know, that's what we're supposed to do. So I'm okay with that. But I'll tell you what, I'm not one of those people that'll sit back and be lied to. You know, if it's none of my business, then I don't need to know about it. If you tell me about it, you then make it my business. We're not talking about, you know, a little bit of money. We're talking about a lot of money. And to sit back and say that Shirley Clark is worth $250,000 a year is absolutely ludicrous. What is she doing for the community other than talking badly about its members? When has this chief and council sat down with their community and spoke with its members and gave them respect, dignity, and the honesty that they're entitled to? It has never happened. It never will happen unless we... No, there is no unless. You hear that? There is no unless. We are not going to get the change we want. And the reason being is because it's all about money and who controls. We have to, as a band membership, realize that they do not control our lives. They may control the finances of some people's lives, but they do not actually dictate what you do or what you don't do. They have got this band membership in fear, and I watched it and I saw it. When Mike Halliday said that he was in this agreement, the chief and council, and now first of all, every one of you, having heard this, should be on the phone to the Department of Indian Affairs. Talk to your local politician, I mean here in Canada. People in the United States, you belong to this band? People around the world, if you belong to this band, you have a right to speak your voice and have it heard. A lot of you don't even know that this webcam, that this blog exists. it does exist. A lot of family members aren't going to see it, or maybe you will see it because, you know, it'll be good gossip. Well, this is all the gossip I got for you. And it's not gossip, it's the truth. This is what we were told by our chief and counsel. And again, the people that no, not the people, the chair that was there. I am so upset with this man. He took the one opportunity we had to get answers, the one opportunity granted us per year, and he spent at least 2 hours of that time, and then closed down our meeting. That was the other thing. I don't even know. I did record it, but I wasn't there when the meeting had first started, and apparently there was a motion put on the floor, and it must have been the only motion that was made that day, because, to be honest with you, everything else that we attempted to do, or even tried to do, even tried to discuss with this man, squashed it. But before I had gotten to the meeting, they had apparently made a motion, or it just maybe out of respect and dignity, I have no idea, about recording the thing. So what I did, of course, was when I heard about this money and Mike, I immediately turned on my camera and said, oh no, if he's going to tell us what the story is, then I'm sharing this with the band member. Well, of course, we had to go into a discussion as to why, and once I had heard that, yes, prior to my getting to the meeting, they had made a decision, I respected that, and I did not video anybody. I did continue to make audio, and I do have that audio here, but I will only share that with Glooscap First Nation band members. And the reason being is because for the respect. I can tell the world exactly what they're doing and not have a problem, but they are right. This is for our band membership, so I'm going to give them that respect and dignity. But if you want a copy of the meeting, I do have a few sound bits of what we were discussing, but again, it's not going to do you any good because it was our chair answering for our chief and counsel. And when you want to know what activities are going on and so forth, and you want answers from your chief and counsel, this man steps in and he answers for them. Whether or not he was given prior information to be able to answer these questions, again, if you're interested as band membership, email me, message me on Facebook, drop me a line here, and I'd be more than glad to share that information with you, because you as band members are entitled to it. And that's what I'm doing it for. I'm not doing it so we can expose them, because look, we've already tried all those avenues, and Glooscap First Nations is as exposed as it can get. The government is tired of hearing about it. There's nothing that they can do about it, at least that's what they say. I say our band hires a lawyer, and we as the band membership take the government to court, actually take it and make precedence the fact that this entity exists. We are all paying taxes into it, but yet we have no control over it, and they have no control over where the money is going and how it's being spent. Because Mike did receive $1.7 million. All right, Glooscap, look, I ask you, stand up. We have to. If not, then lay down and roll over, but don't complain about it. Don't complain to me about it, because I do want action. I do want to see a future for our children. This chief and counsel is stuck in what mode? I have no idea. What I do know is that nothing can happen unless we decide as a band membership that something's going to happen. We'll make that decisions for ourselves in our own time. But I just want to let you know. Peace out. Love you all. Take care of yourselves and take care of your neighbors. Oh, Aknin Gesalu. That's what it was. Aknin Gesalu. My sister taught me that.